Alright, what's going on, guys? My name's Chopper. Today I'm going to be talking about the Overwatch beta, my likes, my dislikes, and also my boy Metra Gaming made a video talking about his opinions on the Overwatch beta as well. He gave some points, some things that it should fix, maybe add into the game, and I was going to comment on those kind of as a response video to his. So if you're interested in seeing that original video, I'm going to leave the link to that in the description. But anyway, I'm going to be answering those points at the end. But first, I want to talk about my likes, my dislikes, and just kind of like my overall thoughts on this Overwatch beta. So let's go and get into this. Now, I'm going to talk about my likes first, and then we'll go ahead and get into the dislikes, you know, kind of a couple gripes I have about this game, and then at the very end, then I'll talk about my responses to Metra Gaming's original video about this. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into my likes on this. What I really like, the first thing I noticed right off the bat is I really enjoy the variety and how many heroes there are, and how many different abilities and things that they can do. Like, there are so many different ways to play this game, and each time you pick a different hero, you'll have a different role, a different objective, and it'll change your gameplay experience every time. Like, you don't just get a different weapon and ability, like you actually have a different role and different function in the team, which I think is really cool. And I think that's something that the Black Ops 3 specialists could learn from. You guys know that the specialists in Black Ops 3 almost don't really change what function you have on the team, other than, you know, whatever weapon or ability you're using. Other than that, like, the hero or the character or specialist that you pick in Black Ops 3 doesn't really matter. But in Overwatch, it really does matter. You'll have a different role on the team every time you play. And it's really cool. And that really segues into my next point, which is the emphasis on teamwork. I really enjoy the emphasis on teamwork in this game. Like, when you're picking your heroes right before the game, I noticed this, is that it'll have tips on, like, the right hand side, like, you know, what you should be running, what your team is lacking, what you guys need, what you need to win and be successful. Like, you need a certain amount of defense, you don't want any like offensive heroes. It'll let you know what you need, what you don't need. It'll try to help you balance out your team, and that's, I think, a lot of FPS team games these days are lacking. It's just the emphasis on teamwork and how it helps you, you know, come together and develop a strategy in order to win. Now, another thing I really like about this game is the way you can completely customize your controls. Now listen to this. So I started up the game, and the first thing I did before I even jumped into a match, I went to the controls in order to, you know, set it to my liking, get my sensitivity and my buttons all set up now, because that's what you should do as a veteran for first-person shooters. What you should do before starting any game is get into your controls and make sure they're on point for you and to your liking. So that's what I did, and what I noticed as soon as I opened up that menu is that all the controls were 100% customizable. I could make my shoot button like triangle if I wanted. Like, I made them completely customized to my liking. My sensitivity was on point. It was so easy just to make every button, every function that you want it to do. And I think that really helps, you know, the flow of the game, because I know a lot of people in Black Ops 3 don't like the fact that you have to use the specialist with the L2 and R2. That doesn't really bother me too much, but I've heard some people complain about that. But I really enjoy how you can customize it any way you want to. You can unbind like a button to a function, just put it whatever you want. So I think that's really cool. I think a lot more FPS games these days should incorporate that system of customization over your controls. I know that's kind of like a PC thing, but this game is really breaking down the barriers between PC and console. So we'll go ahead and get into my final point that I really enjoy about this game. Now, I just feel that the game feels smooth. Honestly, even though that this is a beta, I have had like no issues with connection. The gameplay just feels smooth in general, and I think that's a good thing just for being a beta. Like, if it's already this smooth, you know, what's the final product going to look like? I think it's already, connections are fantastic. I haven't had any problems, so I think the gameplay runs really smoothly, and that's definitely a good thing. Now, we'll go ahead and get to my only couple gripes about this, because I didn't really have too many things I disliked about this, but I did have a couple, so let's go ahead and get into this now. One thing I disliked was sometimes that there are some pretty bad spawns. I've spawned, like, one time I was on the attacking team and I spawned just into my gate area, and there's already like 5 guys surrounding me. They just absolutely mugged me over and over again. So that was kind of cheese for them. It was really easy for them to kill me. And then also, when you're the defending team, you spawn way far away from the objective. I think they need to kind of like, I guess, push the spawns up a little bit as, you know, as the objective progresses. But other than that, like, the spawns are okay. They're not the greatest I've ever seen, but they're really not horrible. They're not Battlefront spawns. So the only really other gripe I got about this game is the loot system, the loot crate, whatever it is. It's basically supply drops. Like I said, the only reason I have a problem with this is because it's a slippery slope. You know, as far as I know, they're not going to monetize these. Like, I've not heard anything about that, but they could. You know what I'm saying? It'd be so easy just to monetize those. And I don't think there's anything game changing in there. As far as I'm aware, it is only aesthetic stuff that isn't game changing. Like, I've seen spray paints and skins for your guy and like microphones, whatever those things do. I haven't even completely figured that out yet. But it's nothing game changing. Like, you're not going to get an overpowered weapon for your guy. But like I said, it is a slippery slope, because that's what Black Ops 3 said to us is that there was going to be, you know, aesthetic only things in supply drift, nothing game changing, and now look where we're at. We're dropping the FAMAS on us and everything like that. So I guess I would just warn them not to do that, or else you're really going to irritate your fan base, and that would not be a good thing. So that's really the only things I got about my dislikes. Now we'll go ahead and get into Metro's video and my responses to that. So in that video, he said that he thinks that they should have sprint. While this would be okay, however, I disagree for the most part, because this is such an old school feeling shooter to me, and that's what I love about it. If this game did have sprint, I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much. It feels like an old Halo kind of, I guess like it's like an old school game with updated graphics, if that makes sense. That's what I really love about it too. So I guess sprint would be okay, because I know Halo has incorporated sprint, but you know, the fan base for the most part doesn't like it. Sprint, I guess, could fly with me. I know some characters could use it. But other than that, he said that it should have ADS. I really disagree with this one. Kind of going back to what I said earlier, is that if this had sprint, it would just kind of blend in with every other first-person shooter on the market today. This is what separates it. This is what makes it different, is because there's no ADS, there's no sprint. It's a very classic feeling shooter, and that's what I absolutely love about this game. That's what drew it to me in the first place. As soon as I picked it up, I felt like I was playing an old school game with updated graphics. So the last thing he says, that it should have an FOV slider. That's a field of view slider. I completely agree on this one. I've been wanting this for Call of Duty for years. It's only a PC option, but if they could somehow bring that to console, that would be absolutely amazing. Other than that, like, that's pretty much it. That's really, I only disagreed with basically 2 of his points, and the FOV slider definitely should be a thing. It's really all I got for you guys today. You can go check out his video. I'm going to leave the link to that in the description. Make sure you go check out Metro Gaming's video on that. Other than that, guys, have a good day. Follow me on Twitter if you don't already, and I will catch you guys on the next video.